Boom. At it again. What's on my mind today is life is battle. Life is war. There is no... And if we become married to those seasons, if we try to maintain those seasons too long, we lose the ability to protect those seasons and ensure that we really, really ever will have them again. And so, life requires chaos. The ability to secure freedom requires that we go into the chaos. And this must be done on a macro level. And it's our responsibility to do that, and you know who I'm talking to. This is where you find yourself. And this is where you inoculate yourself to the chaos of life. Become strong enough to pay the price of freedom, because everyone in your tribe is depending on you to be able to do that. And it's an honor to have that strength. And this is why we begin the day in the crucible. It's still dark outside. This is where you create yourself. This is where you get to know yourself. Today they can call you what they want to call you. Say what you want to say about me. But I'm going to do my best. And that's between me and my God. People will try to categorize what they don't understand. And that's their responsibility. Your responsibility is to know that you respect yourself when you look in the mirror, and that the man who's watching you is proud of you because you're doing the best you can, and you're trying to be a good and faithful steward, a good servant. Up before the sun, work on yourself. That's your most righteous battle. I think I've realized, and it motivates me, is when I was in Iraq, it was like, hey, there's some guy that is out there training that will kill me if I'm not good enough, So I trained while everyone else was hanging out and playing Xbox. I was in the gym. Now, I realize the battle is me versus myself. And I realize I'm only going to get as far as I can become good or strong or intelligent. Beyond that, I realize that during times of peace, you have to prepare for war. So when you're resting, it costs you. You rest to the advantage of the enemy. If you're playing the long game, if you're playing to get as far as you need to get in life, rest is more expensive than hard work. Sleeping in is more expensive than getting after it. Your ability to get there will be contingent on your ability to go to war with weaker versions of yourself. You can rest to the advantage of your adversary. So there's a fat me chasing me. There's a stupid me chasing me. There's a mistaken version of myself chasing the version of myself that I'm trying to manifest, create, and bring into the world. This is what I believe we're all doing. Medicine to save you from the illusion of arrogance is hard work. If you're not working hard, you don't truly know. You don't truly know yourself. You don't know how accurate or potent you are in this world. The medicine is the work. The obstacle is the path. We're not good enough in so many ways. And I know it's not what your mommy told you. It's not what they teach in school anymore. But it's part of the beauty of life. It gives us a masterpiece to paint. You've got to understand, this is about your stewardship, the fruit of your sovereignty over your life. God gave you this. This is your time to show what your lordship can bring to bear by his grace. That's what we're doing here. We're all so imperfect, almost to the point where imperfection seems like perfection. The polarity we find in life seems to be the magical combination to life. Light implies dark, day implies night, life implies death, ones and zeros, right? Anyways, the point is, none of us arrive on this planet at the level of what we can become. Therefore, by accepting and appreciating that we're not good enough, we put our hands to the plow and we learn the most valuable lesson, which is simply that we can become almost anything we want to be. And so when I look at my reflection in this camera and I see my imperfections, I know that I can become what I was destined to be by his grace and Lord spared life. That's the game. So I'm not mortally wounded when the mechanisms of life give me one of the most important things it'll ever give you, which is feedback. I don't think there's such thing as positive or negative feedback. To me, it's all just feedback because I care about my mission more than I care about anything else. I'm trying to get there by the grace of God. I need to do better, to be better. It's okay to me because I've been working on getting better my entire life, and now I know the secret. You postpone the battle with yourself to the advantage of the enemy. Don't do that. Literally, you will lose everything if you live your life that way. You will be a beta for the rest of your life. You will lose everything. This loves you so much that he will do everything he can to get you to go after your greatness. Your world will get smaller and smaller as you run from your calling in life. And if you never get the courage to go after what it is you were put here on the planet for, you'll see, man. You'll lose everything you love. You'll lose everything you're hiding for. This world is built on progress. If you're not growing, you are going. Nothing is standing still. You must be contributing to yourself and those around you. Otherwise, you're shrinking. There's no delusions about it. Every morning, you sleep in. You postpone battle to the advantage of the enemy. And that enemy isn't even the other people fighting for what you want in your space. That enemy is the weaker, stupider, lazier, less potent version of yourself that you're allowing to live and navigate your life. You postpone battle to the advantage of the enemy. Funny thing is, people don't believe me when I say it, but the reality of my life is I'm scared all the time. I know fear. I crave fear. I look for fear because fear is my worst enemy and my best friend. It lets me know which direction to go, how hard to strike. If I don't pay attention to fear, it can destroy me in an instant. But in this life, I'll follow fear's blood trail to victory. There's a poem I wrote probably about 7 years ago. If what you're doing doesn't have any fear involved, it won't take any faith. It's the same paradox, man. Light implies dark, day implies night, life implies death, and 24 24 hours. Maybe they're in a different place of their awareness. Maybe they're right and I'm wrong, but I don't know if it's possible to have faith without fear. I think that's why faith is more about faith without works is dead, and it's impossible to please the Father without faith. I think faith is more about what you do despite your fear, not about how you feel. You know what I mean? It's more about what you do despite how you feel. You'll almost always have both wolves in your world if you're doing anything worthwhile. That has been my experience. Fear is my fuel, but so is faith. That's how we do great things. Everybody's going through it. It's just that some hide better than others. Most run not only from you seeing their inadequacies, but also from themselves. Never run from your imperfection. Hunt it. Inside of the battle to become better. Inside of the battle to purge yourself of weakness is where you find so much of your value and inspiration. The more you walk away from accountability, the weaker you become. And that accountability starts off with yourself. Yep, it does. You are your first enterprise. So if you can't keep yourself accountable, that's where it starts. How can you keep others accountable? This is why, if you want to be a leader, the accountability must start with you, because the people following you will feel that you are out of balance, that you're incongruent. You'll have rank, but no organic authority to be able to really get people to respect you and follow you into the fire. If you can look into the future and see where you're headed and where you'll be in another 5 or 10 years, if you continue doing what it is you're doing in life right now, and you don't want that future, use that as motivation to become who it is you're sent here to be. Make these videos because I love you guys. Let's make this a good day.